Hi, guys. Thanks for following me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and please share. I'm very happy to hear every so often someone saw my channel and they made Aliyah. I have to keep saying that because I sometimes truly do not think that I make a difference or that, not that I don't make a difference, but like, I'm just talking. And, I started this channel just because, like, I would just wanted to talk. I had moved to uh, Jerusalem. I had lived here when I first made Aliyah. And, you really have to earn your stripes to live in Jerusalem. So we end up moving out, right? And then we moved back in. And then I was, if you just go back on my channel, you'll see that I talked about living here and making Aliyah and different things that crop up. So one of the things that keep cropping up, and still, I've been here like a really long time, it's still the language, right? But at the same time, one thing about Israel, and I wanted to talk about healthcare because I did speak about it before, and I spoke about that I changed Kupa uh, to Maccabi, and I was on Milchedet. And like they're very thorough, very, and I like really have a phobia about doctors. I just do. And I don't know if it's like an American thing because in America, there's like the saying about being of color and how they don't treat you well, and not that they don't treat you well, but that they assume a lot about us. And maybe it just like was in the back of my head or something. I never thought about it, but and I think I told you about like when my mom died and how I went to her house and it was like tons of medicine, like they just give medicine. So here they don't do that. Here they like, you better get off your butt and you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to be like seriously on top of your health care. They tell you what you need to do and you need to do it, right? And there's like, you really are in charge of it in the sense of keeping up with what they tell you and you need to follow through and they will call you out on it. So this is where I'm holding right now. So since I changed Coupa. Um, and thank God, today is like raining like crazy. And I literally do not like to go out in the rain at all. The weather here, I just want to tell you, like, it depends on what part of the country, but most of the country, if you've ever been to Florida in the winter, that is Jerusalem. That is Jerusalem. That is Ramat Beit Shemesh area. I'm just thinking of places that people normally think of. Maybe Tel Aviv is a little warmer, but still you need like that jacket kind of thing. Up north, you need a serious coat, like a coat in the wintertime, which winter usually falls out like December, into January, February for sure. You need to have your winter gear of whatever that is or whatever part of the country you're in. Like if you live far south, it isn't cold. You need it like a sweater. It rains. That's our winter usually is like rain. Even up north is rain. You get snow, but a lot of it is rain. And up north is, you do get snow. It's really cold. It gets to your bones. Like, oh my gosh. If you choose Sfat, just be prepared to never be warm. I don't know why, but it just really goes deep into you. So this is where I'm holding right now. I have not prepared of like pulling out our winter stuff. Just today, I grabbed a sweater to wear over my shirt. And it's a short sleeve shirt under here, which is in winter. I will wear a long sleeve shirt with my sweater and maybe like a jacket or something. So it depends on where in the country you are. If you're high up, you definitely need like a coat, these big, huge puffer New York coats. I don't know if you necessarily need that, but it's warm and cozy in the rain. At least you're dry and, and you feel like toast. So that's great. Um, what else? So that's it with the healthcare, the weather, right? The other thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of people I noticed, and I think I said this before, I do bulk shopping in the winter because, again, I do not like going out at all in the winter. Like it's rainy, it's cold, and literally, I just don't. So I do bulk shopping, which means that I don't do like tons of food type things, but I do things that's like essentials and I buy a lot of so that we're not running out often. I don't have like a separate freezer, which I do want one day. I had one palm once a while ago. I had a half freezer, which worked perfectly for me, which I would kind of want that again. I don't need a big, tall freezer. I don't need that. But what I do is I buy my essentials, and those essentials are like, and I think I told you, I'm not sure if I told you, but like there's in Israel, there's what's the word? Where it's a set price on things in Israel, and that's usually on bread, cheese, flour. No, forget flour. Even though flour should be really cheap, but some stores is like, I'm going to charge you a lot. But bread, cheese, eggs. What does that mean? That doesn't mean you can get your fancy cheese at a certain price. There is a specific cheese that you can buy. There's like a cream cheese that's not like your Philadelphia cream cheese. It comes in a container, a plastic like cup type container, and it's a certain price. In the grocery stores cannot go over a certain amount on it. There's a big loaf of bread. It's tastes like sourdough bread. It's so good, by the way. Huge loaf, right? You could get it, you slice it, or you could buy it sliced. If you buy it sliced, then you don't get that break in price. So notice the necessity. So you need bread. Necessity is not sliced bread. So it's a big loaf. It's uncut, and it costs like maybe 5 shekels for this big loaf, right? People buy like lots of them, and you have those, and you just get really good at cutting bread. Or they have like a cutting bread machine. After you buy it, you can go to the front of the store, the grocery store, and you can slice your bread yourself. Those is so cheap. So like there's no reason for people like to starve in Israel, because you can get these things. Eggs, certain price for eggs, not the extra large and the big huge, like no, necessity. Like I think when I came from America here, I really had to understand what was necessity, what was want, and what was need, right? And so the need is you need bread, milk, cheese, and there's the milk comes like in a bag, right? You can get it in a bag, which is always no more than 6 shekels for a bag of milk, right? But you could buy the carton. I started buying a carton of milk just because. I don't know why, but if I'm broke, I'll get the bags of milk, and it's like 6 shekels. A carton of milk is like 11 shekels. Eggs, the prices have been ranging because right now it's like, I don't know. I remember when I first moved here, they used to come to my door, and someone would be selling eggs, and an Arab guy would come, and he'd have like trays and trays of eggs, and he goes around and he sells you eggs. He sells you fresh orange juice, which was like really cool, because they squeeze it right then and there for you. They have all the oranges. They just squeeze. I thought it was in heaven. Like, wow, like you come to my door and give me eggs, and he's looking at me like, Yalla, he's speaking to me, and it's like, of course, yeah, take, And I'm like, okay, give me 2 flats of 36, whatever like that. So, I remember that, and I don't know, I don't have it here where I live, and I don't know if they do it anymore, but it was a long time ago that we got that, and it was really cool. And I love my bread, and so lots of things you could live here and have things inexpensive. The problem is that people just don't know what you can buy and what's available to you, what's not expensive, what's cheap. And I think when people come from America, I say America, I don't say like England or Australia, because their economy is similar to Israel. Like it's pretty similar in how their culture is, in the sense of like, regulated prices, regulated, right? It's regulated. So they have the same thing in all over the world other than America. America is its own beast, right? So I really speak more to like Americans, because they just literally come here and they like have no clue. And a lot of them don't understand a different culture. They just don't. Like, not the healthcare, not food, not government, nothing. They think they do, but they don't. You just got to really like ask your neighbors, like truly ask your neighbors. I'll be at the bus. I was just at the bus stop, right? And someone I know gets a Bashar Tova, and they're on their 3rd child, Baruch Hashem, Bezrat Hashem, it should go well and easily. So I saw this stroller, and they have a stroller that fits 2 kids side by side. But really, it's a big stroller, because you can't get on the bus with this double stroller. Like on a lot of the buses, it's like, you're like, excuse me. And people are like, because your stroller takes up the whole aisle, and what are you going to do? You just stand there like, I don't care about you uncomfortable. I'm comfortable because my kids are comfortable, right? So we kind of get like a little tunnel vision about like everybody else, and we only think about ourselves because, you got your kids. Anyway, so I saw the stroller. And in Israel, people buy strollers like cars, like seriously. This stroller was a stroller for the baby, right? The baby was like, I don't know, maybe 6 months, maybe. And then he had a 2-year-old, and the handlebars came down, maybe three. The handlebars, because he has haircut, handlebars came down. He was able to put the boy on the handlebars without the stroller falling over. I thought the stroller was going to fall over. And he showed me that there's a feature that locks it so that the stroller doesn't tip over because of the baby, because the 3-year-old, of course, weighs more than a 6-month-old, right? Didn't happen. Then I looked down, and there is a scooter attached. And then what's always great, especially if you ride the bus, under the stroller was this big space to put like your groceries and things like that. Oh, I said, can I take a picture of your stroller? He was like, yeah, but I want to tell you, we didn't get it here. We bought it abroad. So I was like, oh, okay. No, I still want to take a picture of it. So I took a picture of it, the name brand, which was called Mockingbird. And I'm just like, wow, this is like amazing. It's a beautiful stroller. So people really get into strollers, because you have kids and you can't have a bunch of strollers. And a lot of times people don't have cars. Everybody isn't riding a cart. Israel's definitely getting up to where they're trying to encourage you to ride the trains and the buses more than driving your car. Jerusalem is horrific. It just is on driving. My friends drive to Jerusalem and they always feel like, oh my gosh, I'm dying, So it's like lots of things that, you learn and you learn. You have to learn how to adapt to Israel. And Israel has like a lot of nuances. And the one thing that I think that I learned was to ask questions and see what other people are doing, not my other peers that speak English of Anglos. I look at the Israelis, and I say this all the time. It is what makes your Aliyah successful, because if you're looking at the Joneses or the Smiths or the Goldbergs or Goldsteins or whoever from America, unless they've been here a long time, don't follow their advice. I'm just being honest, because they're living in their bubble, maybe. Like, I don't know, I just feel like I feel like that we manage because we ask and we listen to the Israelis. And I can't say that enough, that if you want a successful Aliyah, ask your neighbors about everything. And they don't mind. I keep saying this over and over again. They do not mind. Yeah, they look at you crazy because they're like, why you leave America for here? Why? Because everybody thinks America's great or whatever like that. And it is, because everything is like readily available. You don't have to do anything, right? Here, you need to work for it. But it's worth it. It's awesome. So anyway, thanks for following me. Like, subscribe, and share. I beg you to share, repost it, and if you have something that you want me to talk about, send me a message and I will try and answer. But those that have messaged me that you're making Aliyah, kol hakavod to you. And if I can help you in any way with information, I will. There are groups to join on Facebook. You just have to look it up. I will try and figure out how to do a scroll of all of the information that I have while I'm talking, so you can see all the different things that have helped me in the past. Thanks. Bye. Have a great day. Shavua Tov.